What's bound to happen when someone enters the classroom ready to break the rules? And how long can the teacher keep his feelings in check when a student starts showing him special attention? Let's find out. At the beginning of the film, we meet a middle-aged school teacher named Joseph Sven. In his childhood, he had an injury, which left him limping and walking with a cane. He lived on a farm with his elderly mother and took care of the usual household chores. When he arrives at school, he tells his students that the school may close soon. At this moment, a new 18-year-old student named Catherine Wheeler enters the class.
Who might you be?
Catherine Wheeler?
After work, Joseph discusses the closure of the school with Rosalie, a widow whose husband had passed away. Joseph had been taking care of her and even planned to marry her. The next morning, a man named Nathan Wheeler, a retired major and Catherine's father, arrives at Joseph's farm.
No, it's Swedish.
He wants to board Catherine's horse at Joseph's stable and is even willing to pay $175 a month. Joseph, of course, agrees. Later, Joseph drives Catherine and tells her that this is his last year as a teacher. She asks what else he can do, but Joseph doesn't know how to answer, and she promises to find out. It is at this moment that she starts having inappropriate thoughts. Later that day, Dr. Evans visits Joseph's mother to bring her medicine. He confides in Joseph that her condition will only get worse and that she has only a few months to live. It would be better for her to stay in the hospital. The next day, after work, Joseph goes to the stable and finds Catherine waiting for him silently in the loft.
You knew I was here.
You're right.
He joins her there, where she hints at her feelings, attempting to catch his attention with a subtle gesture. Joseph immediately walks away, wanting to stay true to his principles. However, after some reflection, he realizes his life has become monotonous, and perhaps adding a bit of excitement wouldn't hurt. He returns, and he and Catherine share a special moment of closeness. A few days later, the school board informs Joseph that since he hasn't completed his professional development courses, he won't be able to teach in city schools. Joseph is not bothered by this, tells the board members off, and goes home. Later, Dr. Evans visits Joseph and tells him that Major Wheeler, who also loves hunting, spotted a coyote in the area. Evans decides to gift Joseph his hunting rifle as he is too old to hunt. During one of his lessons, Joseph assigns his students to write essays. Catherine uses this opportunity to write that she wants to meet him, as she has something important to tell him. Later, while driving, Joseph gets angry at Catherine for leaving such an open note, fearing that someone might find out about their relationship. At first, he thought she might be pregnant, but Catherine denies it.
I'm not in the mood. Don't.
Eventually, she jokes that she is pregnant, which shocks Joseph. He doesn't know how to handle the situation or explain it to others, but fortunately for him, it was just a joke. Catherine isn't pregnant. One morning, Catherine gives Joseph a bottle of 20-year-old bourbon as a gift. He accepts it and asks about her mother. Catherine steers the conversation away from her past, especially her mother's struggles, and shifts the focus back to Joseph. Sometime later, Dr. Evans unexpectedly walks into the stable and finds them together. Afterward, Joseph and Evans meet at a cafe. Evans is shocked by what he saw and asks how long it's been going on. Joseph tells him everything, and Evans warns him that if he doesn't end it, he will have serious problems. Moreover, Joseph has Rosalie, who is waiting for him to propose. After the school party, Rosalie invites Joseph to her home to spend some time together in bed, as he likes, but he refuses, and Rosalie leaves, feeling hurt. When Joseph returns home, his mother mentions that she knows about his relationship with young Catherine and asks how long it will continue. Joseph is lucky once again as he avoids answering when his mother starts feeling unwell. After his mother's words, Joseph finally reflects on what he's done, and gathering himself, he goes to Rosalie to apologize. He explains that the last time he refused her was because his mother needed help. However, Rosalie suspects that this isn't true. Joseph then justifies himself, saying that people his age go through changes and realize that they haven't done what they truly wanted. He shares his dream of visiting a quiet ocean shore away from everyone where he can relax and fish peacefully. Finally, he admits that he wishes, just once, to share a tender moment with her in the daylight. Rosalie apologizes for disappointing him, but after giving it some thought, she gives in to her feelings and fulfills Joseph's wish. Later, Joseph's mother dies, and after the funeral, while Rosalie is going through the condolence cards, she finds a note from Catherine. Upon reading it, she realizes that Joseph has been unfaithful. She goes outside and accuses Joseph of cheating. He tries to justify himself by saying that there was nothing serious with Catherine, that she was just a small fling, and that Rosalie is much more important to him.
I hope you die!
But this doesn't convince Rosalie, and she pushes him away before leaving.
Joseph?
That same evening, Catherine comes to see him. She found out what happened and says she wants them to get married. Joseph, however, wants to end their relationship. Catherine warns him that he'll regret this.
You'll be sorry.
The next day, Joseph learns that Nathan, Catherine's father, knows everything and won't let it go easily. That evening, Joseph takes the hunting rifle that was gifted to him and waits for Nathan to show up. When Nathan arrives with his wife, he just wants to talk. He asks Joseph if he plans to marry Catherine, but Joseph replies that he doubts he's her type. In the end, Nathan says he's learned that Joseph is a decent man and that it's not entirely his fault but also Catherine's. However, Nathan's wife disagrees. She slaps Joseph in the face and says he took advantage of Catherine. Nathan doesn't want to make a big deal out of the situation and suggests they part ways peacefully. After they leave, Catherine reappears and asks Joseph if he'll marry her, but Joseph tells her that what they had was just a small fling, and they have no future together because he's too old and she's too young and doesn't even know what she wants. Catherine then kisses him and says she's done something bad.
Look.
When Joseph steps outside, he sees the barn on fire. He manages to save the cow, but Catherine's horse dies in the flames. The next day, Joseph decides to change his life. He reconciles with Rosalie, telling her that he loves only her and she forgives him. In the end, they both go to the ocean, where they decide to live out the rest of their lives together. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and share your thoughts about the movie in the comments. See you soon!